So the days of the brick and mortar storefront to buy video games is slowly coming to an end. Now I know for lots of people, this is not something they want to hear or something they want to see, because they still love getting that physical media of the game, and I'm in that crowd. I hate buying games digitally. But GameStop has recognized this, and now they're trying to get into another service. They're trying to get into the rental service. So they're releasing a new program called Power Pass. What this program allows you to do is, if you are a pro Power Up Rewards member, you will be able to rent unlimited games for $60 for 6 months. So basically how it works is you pay that $60, you have access to as many pre-owned games as you want. You go to the GameStop, look at their pre-owned wall, pick one, play it for as little or as long as you want, then bring it back and select another. And finally, at the end of those 6 months, you will be able to select a game and keep that game forever, which makes sense because most of these games when they came out cost $60. Now, when we look at this program and we compare it to other renting services, we see that the price, $60, so $10 a month, isn't bad. So Gamefly costs $15.95 per month, which allows you to rent one game at a time and play it as long as you want. If you want to rent 2 games at a time, play them as long as you want, it'll cost you about $23. The Xbox Game Pass, which is a streaming service, is $10 per month, which would be on par with the Power Pass. And you have access to stream as many games as you want out of their library, and that's about over 100 games that they claim. Then you have the PlayStation Now, which is $20 per month. And you get to stream, like the Xbox Game Pass, as many games as you want for as long as you want, and you have access to about 500 plus games through this service. Then finally, you have the Redbox, which is just another rental service. You go to a box, you see them all everywhere. You rent a game for $2 per day, and you can do this as long and as often as you want. So when we look at the Power Pass and we compare it to these services, it really isn't a bad idea. I know a lot of people, from what I've been reading and what I've been seeing, are getting on GameStop and saying it won't work. Now, it may not work. Personally, I think that I'd rather do this Power Pass service than any of these other services for the following reasons. Firstly, the streaming services. You have to have a good internet connection, and if you have anything that brings down your internet connection, you can't use it. The game lags, it has to load, and the quality of the game, you can see that it is streaming. On top of that, the games that you get access to through these services are not brand new. They're older games, and you don't have the top quality, highest games that you can get. Redbox, $2 per day. You have to go to that box every single day. You have to select your game and return it. And $2 a day gets pricey. What if you forget to return it? Then you're kind of screwed. Then we got Gamefly, which is $15.95 per month, which I mean, it is sort of like the Power Pass, but it's more expensive. So at the end of the day, wouldn't you rather just go to the Power Pass, go to the GameStop, select any pre-owned game off the wall, then wait for the Gamefly game to come in the mail? Now, I've never used Gamefly, so I don't know how efficient it is and how fast you get your games, but I'm assuming that it'll take 1 to 2 days at least for them to ship you the game. Whereas with the Power Pass, you can go into the store right away and pick it right off the wall. So in those senses, when comparing it to the other services, I think it's a pretty good idea, and I think that it could work. The only way I see it not working is if a lot of people sign up for this program and you have a lot of people coming in to rent these pre-owned games. It could really deplete their pre-owned wall or their pre-owned inventory. They would be kind of eating their own business, because people who would want to come and buy pre-owned games, or they have steady customers that come and actually purchase pre-owned games all the time, would have a lot less selection to choose from. Therefore, they would be losing those customers unless they would convince them to sign up for that Power Pass and rent games rather than buy them. Now, I think that's kind of what GameStop may try to do, knowing that this program will deplete their own pre-owned inventory selection. Now, if you go to a GameStop, you see a lot of their pre-owned games. They get a lot of newer pre-owned games that just came out about a month ago and maybe even just a few weeks ago. They get people coming in and trading those games in. So that alone, again, I think would make it better than the streaming services, because you're going to have access to play these newer games at a lot cheaper price. And then at the end of the 6 months, whichever game you loved, or if there's a new game that just came out, if you're able to get a pre-owned version of it, then it's kind of a win-win situation. So again, GameStop tries to implement a lot of these programs. A lot of them I disagree with, and a lot of them I think are terrible. But this one, for the consumer, I don't think is a bad idea. I think it's actually a great idea if you wanted to get into this, because you'll be able to play as many games as you want for a lot cheaper price. However, I do think this one may actually hurt GameStop themselves. And I don't know if they've anticipated this or if they're already planning, knowing that it will, and they will come up with something to counteract that. But at the end of the day, for the buyer, for the gamer, I think this is a good idea. And I also think that it is better than the other services out there. So I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you going to take part in this service? Do you think it's a good idea? Or are you just not interested at all in renting games? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I'd love a subscribe so I can continue to have this dialogue with you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.